Peak fiction is a very common phrase in the anime community that most people use to describe their favorite shows, only for other people to tell them that their idea of peak fiction is hot garbage, and that One Piece is the truly superior anime, because let's be real, of course it's a One Piece fan talking. The phrase itself is largely overused for something that's meant to be considered the absolute best of the best and flawless, literally the highest point that fiction can achieve, and I'll admit, I have found myself using the phrase out of turn as well. I'm the last person that should sound all high and mighty about it, but I'm going to anyway. Some people truly believe that Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Rent-a-Girlfriend. Some people believe that these shows are truly peak fiction. Are any of them right? Well, actually, maybe. Peak fiction is an idea meant to be measured in semi-objective standards. For an anime, that would be, how's the animation? Does the OST make you go wild every time you hear it? Does every opening sequence make you want to sing out? There are also more complex factors like, how was the hook of the first episode and does it stay consistently good? Notice how I obliterated One Piece fans with that last one. Sorry One Piece fans, I'm sure your show is great after you get past the first 300 episodes. Anyways, all the factors I listed before are pretty general. For example, you're almost never going to find somebody who says the first Attack on Titan opening doesn't hit. They may say that it's overplayed, overrated, but if you ask them if it's good, they're either going to say yes, or they're the type of person that goes out of their way to hate on popular things for the sole reason that they're popular. You can easily find people who dislike the Demon Slayer story, but you'll never find anybody dissing the beautiful animation Ufotable has to offer the show. It's undeniably amazing. Say what you want about Sword Art Online, but Yuki Kajira's composing for the background music made 14-year-old me look at Kirito dual-wielding for the first time and think, damn, that's cool. I could go on. Oshinoko is praised for having one of the best first episodes in anime, and Death Note keeps you on your toes for all 25 episodes. Bro, Death Note has 37 episodes. As I said, all 25 episodes. Some people consider peak fiction in anime to be an anime that does its source material true justice, which is why some people say that The Promised Neverland Season 1 is peak, and on the complete opposite side of the spectrum is The Promised Neverland Season 2. The fact is that the pieces that accumulate to build up a piece that can be considered peak fiction are near infinite, and with every 100 people calling Fullmetal Alchemist the best anime to grace planet Earth, there's going to be that one person who says it's trash. Of course, I haven't seen the show, so I can't hold an opinion. Or can I? Yeah, there's going to be some people who say that Naruto's bad because he has a demon fox giving him his powers instead of working for it, but for every invalid idiotic argument like that, there's a valid one like, oh, I don't know, the filler? There's going to be some people who say that One Piece is bad because it's too long and can't end a simple story, but then there's an actually valid argument like the fact that the pacing puts everybody to sleep. Yes, I do know I did just make two contradicting points because filler ends up being used so that the manga can catch up to the anime and the anime episodes can be well paced, which is why unlike One Piece, I was actually able to get through more than the 100 episodes of Naruto. I'm not saying Naruto's pacing outside of the filler was perfect either, I mean, all the random flashbacks, it's a lot, but some people think it's great, and you know what? Their time, their enjoyment. The fact is that flaws can be found in just about any piece of fiction you bring to the forefront. Even the number 2 show on my anime list, Steins Gate, has people who give it garbage ratings, and their opinions are just as some of their opinions are just as valuable as the people who consider it to be peak fiction. Opinions when it comes to different forms of art are always subject to subjectivity, and that's completely okay. Some people may not like a popular anime for perfectly legitimate reasons. I know that in the first few episodes of Attack on Titan, I wasn't really a huge fan, and I don't blame anyone who decided to drop it because of that. I may consider it a great anime now that I've made it as far as I have, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody else will as well. Basically, any anime you can think of has an element that can be considered praiseworthy, and in turn, every anime also has factors that won't appeal to everybody. Not everybody is going to enjoy the idea of a 2-season show where it's literally just high school girls drinking tea, hanging out, and doing music stuff, but then there's the following of K-On! Sometimes people don't want to watch a bunch of muscly people punching the crap out of each other, and it's the job of Dragon Ball Z fans to be okay with them watching Kaguya-sama Love is War instead. Sometimes people don't feel like getting depressed, and ReZero fans like me have to be okay with that as we see someone watch a happier alternative like Your Lie in April. Following suit, if somebody decides to enjoy Yosuga no Sora, it's our job as a community to call 911 simultaneously and get them arrested. I personally feel that as a community, anime viewers need to accept that none of their favorite shows are going to be peak fiction, and in that regard, all of their favorite shows can be peak. When it comes to something like this, beauty is truly in the eyes of the beholder. So yeah, the 14-year-old over there can keep enjoying Sword Art Online. The person who lives 3 blocks down and 2 houses across from you can keep enjoying Naruto. And yes, of course, you can keep enjoying One Piece. However, I think as a community, there is one thing we can agree is absolutely peak, and if you don't enjoy it, your taste is simply garbage. Yup. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I literally just thought about this video idea in the shower a couple of hours ago and decided, you know what? I'll write the script right now. So I did it. I literally wrote this on the same day that my ReZero video came out, which you can watch right up here, or you can watch the Oshinoko related video over on my left. I'm really hoping I didn't decide to save all the visual editing for the last day, but it is a very likely outcome knowing me. I'll put an editor's note on the screen right now to tell you when I finish the video. Anyway, see y'all next week. Bye!